Hey guys, my name is Daniel Mudheki, and I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. Most importantly, I'd like us to thank God, as we always do, for enabling us to see a new day. I will never tire, I will never cease to sensitize to you that you are here simply because of God's grace and mercies. There are very many people, again I say, who would want to take the opportunity that which you have. But for you, you look at it as a bad thing. There are many who would take your situation in a minute. And so you must be quick to always sit down and look back and see the gifts and the good things that God has done for you. I always say, today is probably an answered prayer you're living. Something you prayed a few years ago, something you prayed for, and it has come to fruition. So there's always something to give thanks to God for in our lives. But the only way for us to see it is to sit back, look back, and realize where we've come from. So guys, as usual, I leave my social media details right on the screen there. And so if you'd like to reach out to me, chat me up on my social media pages, drop me an email, could be anything, could be a topic you'd like us to discuss on this channel. Feel free, hit me up, and I'll try my very best to revert to each and every one of you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for, my good friend? Press the subscription button and do not forget the notification bell so that you're always alerted and notified when we post a new video, which by God's grace is normally each and every Sunday. Well guys, as we always say, new week, new video. And in today's video, I'd like us to talk about a scripture that is in the book of James. Lately, we have been talking quite a lot about things that are in the book of James. And today we continue with the scripture in the book of James chapter 4, verses 1. And it's about why we quarrel and why we fight and why we argue. So I'd like us to read together. I've got my trusted Bible as always right here with me. So let's turn together our scriptures to the book of James chapter 4 from verses 1. Okay, and I'll read. And it says, "Submit yourselves to God." So, what causes fights and quarrels among you? Don't they come from your desires that battle within you? You desire but do not have, so you kill. You covet, but you cannot get what you want, so you quarrel and fight. You do not have because you do not ask God. When you ask, you do not receive because you ask with the wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your own pleasures. You see guys, I've always said why I love the book of James, because it's direct. James is a straight shooter. And here he's reminding us that in life, we quarrel and fight. We covet. We kill. We commit all these atrocities against each other because of the desires that are within us. You know, our society says, do whatever it is you have to do to succeed, to an extent that it does not matter who you hurt. It does not matter who you step on. It does not matter who you disadvantage. You see, in this world we live in today, corruption is thrive. Corruption is real. Corruption is everywhere. I had a friend of mine the other day trying to get some documentations in different offices. And he told me every desk he went upon, he was asked for something. And this is because people have become selfish. You know, you want that which you see people with, and so you're willing to do anything to get it. You're willing to have conflict with people so that you can get what it is you want. And that is what we have become today. You know, James is saying that you desire but do not have, so you kill. You covet, but you cannot get what you want, so you quarrel and fight. Because of the desires that battle within you. You know, there's another scripture that talks clearly about the two fights that are in everybody. And this is the spirit and the flesh. If you go back to my videos, past videos, there's a video I did about the wolves, the two wolves that are within each and every one of us. And this scripture here talks about the spirit and the flesh. That the spirit desires what is contrary to the flesh. You know, the flesh desires these things of the world. Most of them are temporary. Most of them give you short-lived pleasures, while the spirit desires things that are opposite and contrary to the flesh. And so, once you satisfy the desires of the flesh, from it you reap destruction. And here James is saying, we quarrel, we fight, we kill, because then we are satisfying the desires of our flesh, which I'll tell you today are short-lived. A lot of people have destroyed their lives simply because of chasing short-lived desires and not understanding that you must crucify those desires of the flesh so that you can be able to live in accordance to the will of God over your life. A lot of us are having a tough time because we are not living the plan that which God had intended for us. Because we have eventually fallen for the desires of this flesh, which are temporary. You know, James goes on in the same scripture to say that we do not have because we do not ask. And when we ask, we do not get from God because we ask with the wrong motives. My God. You know, how many times have I personally been guilty of wrong motive? I'll be honest, I have been guilty of having the wrong motives in life. Wanting something so that people can see I have it. Wanting something so that I can have a statement. Wanting something so that I can prove myself. And all these things, God says that the motive of man is the most important thing that he looks at. If you read the scripture, it says, the heart of man is the most deceitful of all things. Who can understand it? But I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind, and reward each and every person according to what their deeds deserve. You see, God goes beyond what you and I see. You know, if somebody came today to you and told you they're hungry, they need food to eat, or they don't have money to pay rent, or they don't have money to take their children to school, all you see is that face value. But then God goes further because God has the ability to see the heart. And within the heart lies the motive. You know, what motive is this that is being utilized to do all these things? Are you lying so that you can get money and do other things? Is it that you're competing with people and so you wish to be in their position in life? God goes beyond what you and I see. He goes beyond that and sees the motive of each and every person. What is your motive today when you ask for something? God, I need you to bless me with this car. Why? God, I need you to bless me with this house. Why? God, I need you to help me to have these finances to do A, B, C, D. Why? What is your motive? You can lie to many people, but you cannot lie to God and you cannot lie to yourself. What is your motive for asking? And James says it clearly. Back to the trusted Bible. Okay? James says that because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your own pleasures. That's why you don't receive. Man, I love this book. And I'm urging you, spend some time, read this book, ask God to give you wisdom, understanding, and knowledge so that you can decipher what it is that is being said in this book. We quarrel and fight because of the desires that the society is telling us it is okay to have. In fact, for some people, it is called ambition. He's aggressive, he's ambitious. I like that. But at what expense? At what expense are you chasing your dreams? At what expense are you chasing the desires that you have? If they are at the expense of others, then they are worthless. If they are at the cost of pain to other people, then they are worthless. If your fight to the top is by stepping, hurting, and breaking other people, then it is all useless, my friends. And so today I want to urge you that you must submit yourself to God and His will over your life. Because then when you satisfy the desires of our flesh, I'll tell you today, they're temporary. You want something so bad, but when you get it, the pleasure is short-lived. And so remember, my friends, remember kindly, you must seek God in all that you do. You must have the right motive for what it is you're asking for today. Why haven't your prayers been answered? What is your motive? Is your motive right? And so I want you to sit back this week and look at the motive that which has propelled a lot of the things you're asking for. And some you're even asking from God. But when God does not provide for you, you decide to use your own power and your own might and your own influences. But then trust me, you will come to regret it. Take this week, look at your life, analyze it. And I pray that God will help you to clean up your motive. Clean up your reasons for asking for things. If it is selfish, if it does not benefit other people, then you must write it off and seek God. And so my brothers and friends, I don't want to take this video too long. I'd like to say asante sana for joining me today. And remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't hesitate, press the subscription button and remember the notification bell so that you're always alerted when we post a new video, which by God's grace is normally each and every Sunday. Until next time, may the Lord bless you, may He keep you, may He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you. Take care, guys, and God bless.